Okay, so welcome. This is DN News Online Television. The name is George Cooper. This morning we are live here at the Monrovia City Court, here at the Temple of Justice, where we are here bringing you live coverage of the appearance of the few lawmakers that was charged, and today they will be appearing here at the city court. But earlier on, we witnessed the arrival of our district number 5 Monrovia County representative, Honorable Precedio Cooper. She arrived here with her lawyer, Honorable George Bobby Calando. They are here this morning, and then we also witnessed the arrival of the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia. He also arrived here at the city court along with the Deputy Inspector General of Police for Crime Services, Consumer Frank. He's already here, code name 103. So he's here along with officers of the Liberian National Police and other court officers already here. We are yet to see the life of Representative J. Funanti Kofa, Dixon Cibo, Abu Kamarat, but their lawyers are already here. So that is it here this morning at the city court here in Monrovia. This is DN News Online Television. The name is George Cooper, so keep watching, keep sharing it live as we continue to bring you update this morning into the case involving the arson attack at the Capitol building. So when the Capitol building, especially the John Chambers, was being set ablaze, the police invited several individuals, including 7 lawmakers, for questioning, and out of the 7, 5 of them was being charged for arson, and they were taken at the Monrovia Central Prison, where they spent 2 nights. And on yesterday, they was released on bail, where they spent 440,000 United States dollars, and then they were released on yesterday, and they are expected to appear here this morning. They begin the preliminary process of the case. So the life of Funanti Kofa, former House Speaker, former Deputy Speaker, and former Minister of State of our portfolio, District number 2 Grand Creek County representative. He will be here along with his lawyer, Dixon Cibo, District number 16 representative, will be here as well. So let's see who is in this vehicle. Okay, so here come the former speaker, J. Funanti Kofa. So he's making his way. So his former House Speaker, J. Funanti Kofa, had just arrived here at the city court. So this is DN News Online TV. Ahead of today's court proceeding, former House Speaker Funanti Kofa had just arrived here at the city court. He having tete-a-tete. Okay, so he's been escorted in. Okay, Jacob Dibley has also arrived. Okay.
Again, I want to reiterate the police did not allow me to vote. Your colleague, for instance, chairman, the entire investigation has been very calm. The police, when the police invite you to the headquarters, they are not your friends. So I can tell you at the time, the procedures were just followed. And if the procedure is followed in, it is incumbent when the police will have you released. So it is God that released me.
Do you trust the process?
There are people like you who are there in the back rather than let you go. There are folks also who believe that people should not go to heaven. But because God knows that the people are serving diligently, and you allow them to go to heaven.
Do you trust the process?
Okay, so he's Josiah Marvin Cole, the district number 3 representative, Bond County. He's arrived yet along with Councillor J. Fonati Kofa. So keep watching DN News Online Television as we bring you live coverage here from the Temple of Justice. So, former House Speaker for Nati Kofa, Jacob Dibley, District 3 Representative, Grand Judea County, District number 5 Representative Precedio Cooper. They are all here at the Monrovia City Court. We are still waiting for Representative Abu Bena Kamara, Dixon Cibo. Okay, so George Calando is now entering the city court along with Precedio Cooper. So this is how the city court looked like here this morning. DN News Online Television, the name is George Cooper. Keep watching, share the live, make your comments as we bring you live coverage here from the Monrovia City Court, where the 5 lawmakers that were being charged by the Liberian National Police, and they spent their 2 nights at the Monrovia Central Prison. On yesterday, they were released on bail, where they spent $440,000 United States dollars, and today they are appearing here this morning at the city court, where the court will start the preliminary hearing into this case this morning. Precedio Cooper, District number 5, Monrovia County Representative, appeared with our lawyers, Honorable George Bobby Calando, a Liberian businessman, and Antonia Lord. So they are all being escorted within the building. We also have here the national chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, Janga Ko. Janga Ko is already in the building. So he has come to support his lawmakers, because 4 of the lawmakers are from the Congress for Democratic Change. So the national chairman of CEC, Janga Ko, is here. So keep watching as we continue to bring you happenings here at the Monrovia City Court, where the 5 lawmakers are expected to appear this morning to begin the preliminary hearing into the case involving the burning of the Capitol building. So this is how the ground looked like this morning. But one thing is that we are not seeing a huge deployment of officers of the Liberian National Police like it has been since the case started. But this morning, this place is quiet. There is no tension. There's no huge deployment of officers of the Liberian National Police like it used to be. So we have here District number 3 Representative Bond County, Josiah Marvin Cole. He also comes from the CDC, former chairman of the...
I'm going to run after other things to see how we can mitigate the legal process. So we'll continue to talk to people. We'll continue to encourage our people to make themselves available to the due process to the rule of law, because we have always sat on the principle of the rule of law.
What are your convictions about these charges?
I'm not a lawyer, but I strongly believe the burden of proof is on the one who accuses you. So the state has a responsibility to prove beyond all reasonable doubt. And one that is done, if they can prove their accusation against our police, that's the law. If they cannot prove it, my police should be acquitted and let them be as free as I am.
That's the process.
Which process?
The judicial system.
The judicial process.
Well, I trust the judicial process. I can tell you that for fight. But I am hoping, and I continue to encourage them, that the influence of the executive will not be exerted on them. I know that there have been instances where the executive has exerted efforts and the judiciary decided to stand on and say, no, the law is the law and the rules of law must be kept. So I trust the process and I trust the judicial
There are
process.
people who say the folks like Tomo Edrich, who were already incarcerated prior to the former councillor going there weren't any attention given to them.
No, as far as I know, that's one of the reasons why you see somebody like me going out this morning. My understanding is the lawyers are working tirelessly to ensure that they have a bond, and that bond will be filed, and then they will be released. Thank you very much.
He's Josiah Mavicourt, District Number 3, Pond County. He's a former chairman on the House's Committee on Rule, Order and Administration. He's also come from the CDC, so he was one of those lawmakers that was being invited by the Liberian National Police, and then he was later on released after the police said that there's no evidence to link him to any crime. So he came to see what happening and then he's leaving. But this is DN News on television. The name is George Cooper, coming to you live from the Monrovia City Court, where those lawmakers that were arrested, charged, and sent to court, they are now appearing this morning. As the state will now have the responsibility to produce evidence against them. This is going to be one of the major cases that the government is going to have, and all ears are on this case. Every Liberian. So Josiah Mavinko is still using our EP7, after he was being asked to turn that plate over to James Collier, the new Rule, Order and Administration Committee Chair, because that particular plate, our EP7, is assigned to the Rule and Order Chair. And so Mavinko insisted that he will not turn that plate over, or he dead body, he will not turn that plate over. And so he's still using it as a means of defiance. He's no longer the chairman, Rule, Order and Administration. He was asked to turn the plate, our EP7, to the new chairman, Honorable James Collier from Pond County. But Honorable Mavinko insists that he will not turn that plate over as far as he concerned. That plate is his official plate. And even the Deputy Speaker, Tomo Fala, at the time when Tomo Fala was serving as a presiding officer, when that discussion was being held at the House of Representatives, Tomo Fala informed him that you need to turn the plate over to James Collier, who is now the chair on Rule, Order and Administration. But since then, Representative Mavinko has refused to turn that plate over. He's still using it. And so that's it. Here at DN News Online Television. Keep watching, share the live, make your comments as we bring you live coverage here from the Monrovia City Court. I will update you on all of the happenings. But earlier on, we witnessed the arrival of a former House Speaker, former Deputy Speaker, a former Minister of State, Precedio, Councillor J. Fonanti Kofa, District Number 2, Grand Creek County Representative. He just arrived along with Jacob Diblet, Representative of District Number 3, Grand Julia County. Precedio Cooper, District number 5 representative. Jangako is also here. Jangako is the national chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, the CDC.
The former Solicitor General.
Okay, Serena Cephas, the former Solicitor General. I just arrived here. So he's Serena Cephas, former Solicitor General, who was given ticket because he was driving the vehicle without a license plate. So he's
so that we don't miss on Sunday.
This is Liberia, coming to you live from the Monrovia City. We have to brief you live coverage as it relates to in relations to the capital building. I hope the sound is okay. We are trying to test the sound to give you a better quality. This is DN News Liberia. We urge you to share the live. So I guess the sound is okay now, since in fact we've tested and brought you the sound. I'm here along with Josh Cooper, and together we are bringing you this live coverage here. We saw the arrival of former House Speaker J. Funati Kofa. We also saw the arrival of Precedio Cooper. Precedio Cooper is one of the 5 lawmakers. She's the only female among the alleged conspirator or co-conspirators that carried on the act allegedly in facilitating the burning of the Capitol building. And so she was seen here along with Funati Kofa. And so what is happening now in the court aspect, what we received is the preliminary hearings. And so when you bring someone before the court as prosecutors, you have to convince the judge why this case has to be held. And so the prosecutors we just saw, the prosecutor Augustine Fire, I guess that's the name, Councillor Augustine Fire, accompanied by the police intelligence head, which is the Crimes Services Division. Simeon Frank was also here. He's with the 103. He was also here, accompanied the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia. They walked into the court too as well. So we have been witnessing several arrivals here of people. So just to go back to what I was saying, this preliminary hearing, this is not the full case. Now, sometimes the defense team may play on the judge that we don't believe this case has merit. They petition the judge in some cases to dismiss the entire case, even though he has not gone into a full trial. It is incumbent upon the prosecution to advance some level of evidence before the judge to convince him that this case can fully begin. They can fully go into this case. So this is what is going to happen here. Now that the the witnesses are before the judge, or those who are alleged to have carried on the crime. They are before the judge here. That's only, I think, only 2 of them there. I haven't been able to see the other folks.
No, only 3 persons here. So Jacob Tibli, Funati Kofa, and that of Precedio Kopa.
Precedio Kopa. So 3 of the 5 lawmakers. So we're missing out on Abu Bana Kamara, who Jason Cibo. But yesterday, Abu Kamara did not seem to be well. So that's Precedio Kopa. Precedio Kopa comes from the UP Alliance, and she's a member of the Liberty Party. I see she's accompanied by the Secretary General of the Liberty Party, Martin Sekola, and she also has with her her lawyer, Councillor George Bobby Kalando, is also here with her. Yesterday, she was not here, and the fact of the matter, she was not incarcerated. So those other 4 lawmakers who were incarcerated had to be arraigned before the court, and that is their lawyers and other bond was done. 440,000 surety bond was brought forth before the court for their release. And so Precedio Kopa is seen here. She's back and forth into the restaurant of the Temple of Justice, and then we were lawyers. So let's see how it turns out to be. Like I was saying, sometimes the defense team will want to play on the judge, petitioning the judge to dismiss the entire case based on what they believe, lack of evidence. They may argue that they enough evidence to prosecute their client, and so in that case they may want for the case to be dismissed. But we can keep bringing you a view of our Precedio Kopa, who is here moving all about. She was one person who crossed from one block to another during the heat of the legislative impasse at the Capitol building. Precedio Kopa at one point in time went to the majority block, another point went to the minority block, and I think when the entire saga ended, she ended up being with the majority block. So apparently at the time she was with the majority block. That was when she Manakopa, welcome to the press, man. Manakopa?
Or you going to be back, ma'am?
Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am. Are you leaving, or you will be back?
I will advise that you speak with my lawyer, because the case is now before the judge. I can say nothing after, outside of that. Thank you so much.
So she said that the case is before the judge, and so she cannot say anything other than that. She's leaving this area now, since she has been accused of conspiring with other lawmakers. So we see Representative Dixon Cibo. Representative Dixon Cibo is moving along. Representative Cibo, why are you moving along? Most of your friends will have bodyguards and everything.
No, I'm a regular guy, so don't worry about that. I don't do.
What is smile about? It's smile on your face.
We are in court now, so
should you smile?
I don't do politics that way.
Exchanging hugs. Some tete-a-tete conversation. Cibo, you say you're a regular guy, so you have come alone.
Yeah, I don't.
What do you have to say about the process?
Guys, when you are in court, you don't make comments. That's the best I can tell you. Because we are in court, you don't make comment on the court process. We're going to be exonerated. We are here to make sure that justice is served.
What about, since we are talking about, let's talk about South Beach. What did you experience?
No. South Beach, prisons are there for humans. And we had a nice time in South Beach. It was good being with the inmates, and we were common prisoners, and we appreciate the fact that we were our colleagues, and that's it.
How's your condition there in terms of support for that place?
No, it has not. Because when you begin to say that, it means that you are not catering to the people. I appreciate the fact that I was there, and I enjoy it, and I anticipate that we could be there again.
Were you given VIP treatment?
What is VIP? I'm not.
You are a lawmaker.
My man, a regular commoner, my man, our prisoner, come on.
Different clothes. We saw my compared to what you went with.
No. Of course, every prisoner can receive clothes. So again, we're good.
Okay, so
Thank you. That's Representative Cibo. I see the chairman of the Congress of Democratic Change, Jangapo, is also going into the court. Jangapo is also going into the court. So Precedio Kopo just left, but the person who I have not seen here is Abu Bana Kamara. He has not come forward to the court yet. So so the lawmakers have already arrived here. The preliminary hearings, I believe, is going to begin very shortly. From the way our Representative Dixon Cibo arrived, you listen to him talking about how they were not given any extra treatment. He loved what he experienced in the prison facility, and that does not mean that he is afraid, and he'll be waiting to go to jail anytime if he's found guilty. But he's confident that the entire process is going to end up exonerating he and his other colleagues, because he believes that they've done nothing to implicate them. And so we are still here at the Temple of Justice. We urge you to share this live. This is DN News Liberia. We also, like I said, saw the Secretary General of the Liberty Party, who accompanied a member of their party. And so just to recap on activities from yesterday, maybe you might be joining. On yesterday, a 440,000 United Dollars bond was filed for the 5 lawmakers. Initially, we gathered that there was some level of surety that some individuals like George Weah, former president, and some top Liberians wanted to just sign for those individuals to leave, but the court declined that there should be a surety. I mean, that should be a bond of a property value of around 440,000. So those individuals were released on a bond of 440,000, and so they were released by the court. But they are here this morning again. Only Abu Bana Kamara we've not seen. As you know, Abu did not show sign of wellness on yesterday, even when he was released. We saw how he was breathing in and out. Apparently, it could be from the rejoicing and the moving around, walking around with the people, or he might not be, okay at the time he was released from the prison. But let's watch and see as to whether he's going to come here and also form part of those that are appearing here for this preliminary hearing. The case has now started. Once the judge accepts that they go into the full trial of these lawmakers, then a date will be set at which time this entire trial is going to be held. In some cases, when you are brought from the prison, you are taken to the court here, and then you are brought here. So we have the chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, Honorable Jangako.
How are you?
Good morning, sir.
How is your health now since you and the police clashed the other day? Are you well?
I don't think it was a clash. It was a one-sided attack and assault. So it was not a clash.
So we see you here this morning. What's unfolding as it relates to this entire case?
Well, the case has started. There's preliminary examination of the case.
As a lawyer, as you are, Anthony, why is it important to have evidence examination or preliminary hearing? Why is it that the defendants are so keen on making sure that this happens?
So preliminary examination basically will provide an opportunity for the judge to hear what evidence that the state has against those who have accused of these grave, offenses. So hopefully, we hope the case will collapse at the preliminary examination level.
That's why you ought to investigate.
It's actually a bogus case. It's a manufactured case. So we are very, very hopeful and confident that the case will collapse at this stage of preliminary examination.
In these instances, the defense is also furnished with evidence that the prosecution will produce. Have you been privy to see evidence are, and if so, are they strong enough to see?
That is the process. The first witness is on the stands now. Yeah, so that's the process. Thank you. Yeah.
Just 1 minute to think about your statement referring to the case being a manufactured case. What do you mean in that context?
Because it's trumped up. Even the police actually said it's a political case. There's no case called political case. So saying that, it means the case is bogus. It means the case is politically motivated.
Councillor Cole, can you speak to some grapevine information that we gathered that there were backroom diplomatic calls made that made the CDC not to put people out because you were given assurances that those lawmakers would have been released on yesterday? Was there anything? Was the CDC reached out to, or you just decided not to do so?
Definitely, I mean, because the way the government has been proceeding, and that's why you saw the involvement of President Weah, the former president of Liberia. And so, yes, we have gotten assurances that people who are being the bond who have been accepted, because the government is actually trying to manipulate the legal process by even preventing insurance companies from issuing bonds, which have been the tradition and the practice in this jurisdiction. So that tells you that the government is trying to weaponize the judiciary, which is not good for our democracy. See, in criminal proceedings, the issue of bond is a constitutionally guaranteed right to all defendants, and it should not be set excessively.
So who gave those assurances before the CDC decided? You said you were given assurances. So where did those? So
all the indications we got that the government will have complied. The government will have complied with to make sure that these people are really with the government. So that's why you saw President Weah here early in the morning, and were given assurances the defendants didn't even come to court; they were released. So yeah, thank you.
All right.
So that's the chairman of the CDC, that's Janga Ko, former Controller General of the Republic of Liberia, and he's here in the compound of the CDC. He referred to the case as a bogus case, a made-up case, and he does not believe that this case is going to full trial. The full-blown trial is not going to take place. According to him, this entire case is made up, and it is not going to go into full trial. And so the first witness is on the stand. The first witness is on the stand.
Preliminary hearing. That is why she left.
So we are hearing that there is no preliminary to preliminary hearing. So the preliminary hearing is ongoing. The other witness, the other accused lawmakers are pushing for a dismissal of this case. They believe the case is not weighty enough for them to go into a full trial like you listen to Anthony Janga. So the first witness is on the stand already. And so we will keep bringing you this live from the temple of Justice at the Monrovia City Court. So we are still here, and we will have the opportunity to speak to most of the folks that are arriving here, and so we. So this is the preliminary hearing of the capital So this issue about the Capitol building, it took place on the 18th of December, and so the once the hearing, the preliminary hearing is done with, they were going to get the information as to whether the case is going to go into full trial or not. But the likelihood of the judge dismissing the evidence or the request of the prosecution to prosecute those individuals, and dismissing this case is very slim. The likelihood is very slim for the judge to dismiss. And so the first witness is on the stand, as we told you previously, and so we want to get information from the court on what is unfolding. So keep following. My colleague George Cooper is here too as well, and we'll continue to be here bringing you this live coverage.
Okay, so first things, this is DN News Online Television. We are here at the Temple of Justice. So we are here at the Temple of Justice following the case, bringing you update here from the Temple of Justice in regards to the case yet. But now we have the Dixon Cibo has arrived just a few minutes ago. Representative Dixon Cibo arrived yet. But we are not seeing the life of Abu Kamara from District 15. But again, when he was at the Monrovia Central Prison, it was being reported that he was not feeling well. So probably he's undergoing some medical treatment. That's why he's not here. But the chairman, the national chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change is here, Jangako, who are already described the entire process as bogus and politically motivated, because he said the Inspector General of Police stated in the press release that this case is a political case. So by that statement, it means that the entire case is already been politicized. So he considered it as bogus. But let's see how it's go. But we have been informed that the first witness are already taking the stage, and the deputy Inspector General for Crown Services at the Liberian National Police, Konosima Frank, is also here. He represents the Liberian National Police. He's the Deputy Inspector General of Police for Crown Services. His code name is 103. So he's here along with some officers of the Liberian National Police. We also saw the Solicitor General, who is the Chief State Prosecutor. Is also here, but Precedio Cooper, along with her lawyers, have left. Precedio Cooper from District Number 5, Monrovia County. She comes from the Liberty Party. She's been ably represented legally by Councilor Anthony George Bobby Calando. They were here and they just left a few minutes ago. So the rest of the lawmakers, along with their lawyers, including state prosecutors, they are still here at the Monrovia City Court. So I posted outside, bringing you coverage from outside of the Monrovia City Court. So as soon as they come out, we continue speaking to them to keep informing you, giving you a comprehensive update about what is happening here at the Monrovia City Court here. The entire Capitol building case has picked up since Friday. The police was able to make some arrests of 5 lawmakers, charged them, and today they are at the Monrovia City Court for the first time. to begin preliminary hearing. So from here, the judge will look at it from the preliminary hearing. They will decide whether the case can be sent to one of the court, or the judge can dismiss the case. But it left now with the state prosecutor. They now have the responsibility to prove this case to all reasonable doubt, because it's easy to accuse somebody of committing a crime, but accusing somebody of committing a crime, that doesn't mean that the person actually committed the crime, or the person actually did what you accused them of, except where you can be able to provide sufficient evidence, a significant evidence that the judge will be convinced by and say, yes, indeed, this evidence is strong enough, it's significant, it's reliable, it's credible, that we can use in this case to prosecute these people. Your failure to provide this evidence, you may just see the people outside again, and this case will just be another waste of time and another waste of government resources. So this is the major test for the Joseph Boakai administration. So let's see, another lawmaker has just arrived.
Representative Abu Bana Kamara. The preliminary trial is ongoing, and so Representative Abu Bana Kamara has arrived. So,
Representative Kamara, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Blessed.
How was the prison?
Well, prison for him, so there's nothing to talk about it.
We received information that you weren't well while in the prison. How was that?
Yeah, that's what I just from my doctor for doing my physical therapy and every stuff. That's why I'm a little bit late, but I'm okay.
You're okay now?
By His grace, yes, I'm feeling better.
Deconstructing, are you anticipating that this will be thrown out today based on the fact that Representative Kofa said you will deconstruct everything?
Like he said, yes, I'm in support of what he said. Whatever Pastor Kofa has said, that's what it is.
Okay, sir.
It is what it is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Representative Abu Bana Kamara. He has confirmed the report of his illness, and just also informed us that he has gone for a medical examination. That's why he's a little bit late. Yeah, but just to give you an update of what is going on in the court there, Representative Precedio Kopo has a different legal representation other than what the other four lawmakers have. And so she has waived her right to a preliminary hearing. That's why she left. And so her lawyer has waived their right to a preliminary hearing or a preliminary trial. And so her case is going to go into full trial. Her case is going to go into full trial. So the first witness on the stand is Peter Johnson. Lawyers. Okay, so the first witness is Peter Johnson. One Peter Johnson. We get information that this Peter Johnson is Chief Inspector of the Liberia National Police, and in his testimony, he has alleged that Representative Cibo is the chief organizer of the fire incident that occurred at the Capitol building. This witness is alleging that Representative Dixon Cibo was the main facilitator of this entire fire incident at the Capitol building. We do not have word for word what he said. Our source from within the court continue to abreast us with information coming in from the Monrovia City Court. And so once the information comes in, we will alert you on what the witness is saying on the stand. And so Peter Johnson is the first witness, and he's said to be the chief inspector of the Liberia National Police. So the state is doing everything it can to ensure that this case is not dismissed. It is fully heard, and the main trial can begin when the judge sets the main trial. So while the defense team are trying to have this case dismissed, and like in the words of J. Funatikofa, deconstructed. They believe that all of the allegations levied against them are all bogus and political. They continue to mention a statement by the Inspector General, whom they said mentioned that the case is political. In other contexts, it could mean that he's dealing with top politicians. It does not mean that the case is being manipulated. It could not mean that the case is being manipulated politically. In that context, it could be that he's referring to the fact that the individuals involved in this case, including former Speaker J. Funatikofa, former chair of the Rules Order, that's the finance, Ways, Means and Finance of the House of Representatives, Cibo, a two-term lawmaker. You got Abu Bana Kamara, who is the former co-chair of Rules Order and Administration of the House of Representatives, now Precedio Kopo, all these top lawmakers, including Jacob Debe, all those people, they are all politicians. And so when you are dealing with them, this is something that is highly political, but it does not in any way mean that you will have to carry on your investigation politically. However, anything can happen, anything may happen, and so we cannot be 100% as it relates to contextualizing what the RG said that the former speaker continued to parrot with, including members of the CDC. But we are here at the Temple of Justice to bring you updates from the court.
Okay, so we stay here. We are still coming to you live here from the Temple of Justice, bringing you update on the happenings involving the Capitol building case here at the Temple of Justice, where the 5 suspects that were being charged and sent to Monrovia Central Prison. Yesterday they were released on bail, and today they are making their first appearance at the Monrovia City Court. The life of Onati Kofa, Dixon Cibo, Abu Kamara, Jacob Dibleed, Priscilla Cooper, they are coronated here at the Monrovia City Court along with their legal representation. They are here.
There's a latest update here from our shows over in the court. So, Chief Inspector of the Liberia National Police, who is on the stand, Peter Johnson, has further said that Representative Kofa is one of the financiers for the burning of the John Timber of the Capitol building. So the witness is alleging that J. Fonati Kofa, who was the speaker at the time, facilitated the burning of the Capitol building by financing every activities in terms of, as you know, there were some recordings that was alleging that those guys were paid to carry on the act, and so Fonati Kofa is being alleged that he financed this entire process. So the witness is saying that Fonati Kofa was the financier to the burning of the John Timber of the Capitol building. We are still here. We'll bring you more updates as they unfold. And so the state lawyer is on the stand, making sure that they can have this case going into full trial and not having the judge to dismiss this case, since in fact that's exactly what the prosecution, that's the prosecution, but the defense team are seeking. They want this entire case to be dismissed, stating that it does not have the merit. So I'm here along with Josh Cooper, and together we will bring you this live coverage. And George and I will do it intermittently. We will swap the mic. So let's keep following DN News Liberia. The place is quiet today. Josh, you observing? This entire place is quiet. And while I was even coming to the court, I did not notice a huge presence of police officers like it was done during the investigative period and the incarceration of those 4 lawmakers. A lot of people didn't believe that even those 4 lawmakers would have been here, and excluding Precedio who also came here, but her lawyer has waived for right to a preliminary trial. But you've observed the entire area here in terms of security and the presence of huge, supporters and supporters of some individuals who've been coming to the court. This is different today.
Yeah, exactly, it's different. But probably from the angle of the Liberian National Police, probably because the case is now at the level of the court, so it no longer at the police headquarters. So that's why you don't see the huge deployment of officers of the Liberian National Police here. And there's no need to, to create a scene. Every Liberian, I'm sure that every Liberian want to know exactly what happened at the Capitol building. That is a public infrastructure that was being destroyed. So Liberians want to know what happened there because taxpayer money was being used, to build that facility. Again, taxpayer money going to be used for the renovation of that place. So that's why I'm seeing a lot of people, trying to obstruct justice or trying to have some interference with the system because everybody want to know. But again, this will serve as a precedent, for all of people who think that you can just wake up one morning because of your disagreement with issues or because of your anger and just set public building ablaze. This is not the first time. Police stations have been burned, even court halls have been burned down. So because in my mind, the reason why it continues to happen is because people think that this is Liberia. Nothing can come from all of it. It's just a one-day talk. After 4 or 5 days, that entire issue laid to rest. So it makes people to think that there's no law, there's no system. So looking at the level of which the Capitol building case has been handled, people will now know that this country is a country of law. You don't just wake up and just do anything because you feel that because of your political connection or because of your status or because you think that you are just somebody who is untouchable. This case is sending out that message, that nobody is above the law.
Yes, why it is true that that's why the case is in the act, but it does not mean that those individuals who are being accused of this act are already, guilty. That is, if they are found guilty, then those points that you've, placed out there, those points will be highly considered, and it will make a serious impact in terms of those who have the mindset that they can just come, just go ahead and destroy anything in the country in the name of politics. And so we look forward to how this entire case is going to be adjudged and how the judge is going to make his ruling on this entire case. But we are firstly at the very first stage of any trial, which is a preliminary aspect.
Yeah, but this is just the beginning. So an accused is always innocent until proven guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction. So the state now we have a serious challenge. That challenge could be providing the kind of evidence, because like I said, easy to accuse somebody of committing a crime or linking them to a crime, but it's difficult to prove, because to gather evidence, it's a process, and you have to be sure of the evidence you are gathering that is true, and the judge in his own wisdom will peruse all of these pieces of evidence that you will provide, and the judge must be convinced and say, yes, this evidence can be used, or this evidence cannot be used. So going to court or taking somebody to court, it doesn't mean that the person is guilty, or it doesn't mean that you will win that particular case. You can take somebody to court and the person can win you. You can also take somebody to court and then you win them. So, but we look forward to see how it goes. But again, all of the lawmakers are been involved into this thing, are saying that they are innocent. Abu Kamara, Dixon Cibo, Funatikova, all of them are saying that they are innocent, to the point where the national chairman of the party where they come from describing the entire process as Bogus. And they are saying that the Inspector General of Police said that it is a political case. So from that statement, they are saying that it means that the entire case is being politicized. They consider it as Bogus. And they are saying that the government does not have sufficient evidence. The government does not have evidence to link them to the crime. So they're going to prove they are innocent. And that is what Funati said, that you're going to deconstruct, So the preliminary hearing start today. We look forward to see the state proving, indeed, and then we look forward to seeing these guys proving they're innocent as well. So that is, but this is a sad moment for our country. A sad moment for our country. But this is DNU on television. The name is George Cooper. We are live here at the Monrovia City Court, where those lawmakers that was being accused are currently here at the City Court. The life of Funati Kofa, Dixie Cibo, Abu Kamara, Jacob Dibley, and so they are going through their first preliminary hearing at the City Court here. But they are all proved they are innocent. They said they know nothing about what happened. But again, that is just it. So the first witness from the angle of the Liberian National Police have revealed that Funati Kofa, the former speaker, was the lead financier of the quote-unquote fire incident at the Capitol building. But that is it here. So keep watching. I'm here along with my general manager, Mr. Aaron Kibat, Chukon Flaman, our CEO. Together we are here as a team here where we are bringing you an update on the happening here at the Temple of Justice. So this is how the Monrovia City Court looked like this morning after the appearance of the CDC lawmakers. We also have here the former Solicitor General Serena Sifos. He's also here. He's here along with the National Chairman of the CDC, Janka Ko, along with some party officials. So that's it here. So keep watching DN News on television. So the Assistant Police Commissioner for Crime Services is also here. Calling Unit 106. 106 just arrived. It's already in the building. So they are all following the case. So this case, like I said, is a case is one of the major cases this government going to be handling under the administration of Joseph Yimam Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. So all ears are on this government to see how they're going to handle this case. So let's see how it goes. But it's a normal thing, for people to come to court. When people believe that somebody has committed a crime, it's a good thing to come to court to prove that this person actually did what you are accusing him of. And it's also good for the person accused to come to the court and exonerate themselves. So these lawmakers has consistently said that they are innocent and they will make themselves available and then they will prove they are innocent. Especially where Funati Kofa he's not just ordinary person, but he's a lawyer. Funati Kofa is a former national chairman of the Liberty Party, former Minister of State with a portfolio at the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. former deputy speaker, the former House Speaker, and now a representative of District Number 2, Grand Creek County. So he's not just an ordinary person. So he run a law firm. He's a legal man. He's a counselor. You know, he understands the law. He know how to defend himself. He know what to say. He know what not to say. So it's good that he's a lawyer. He understands the process. So that's why he has said that he will deconstruct the entire lies, propaganda against him, and he and his colleagues will be exonerated at the end of the day because, according to them, they are innocent to the charges that were brought against them by the government of Liberia. So that's it. But we are here at the Monrovia City Court. The state is being represented by the Solicitor General, Augustine Fayard, along with other lawyers, while Councilor Kofa, Dixie Cibo, Jacob Digley, Abu Kamara. They are also here represented by their legal counsel. So you have party officials from the CDC, where these lawmakers come from. They are here. On Friday of last week, they were invited to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, and they spent one night at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. On Saturday, they were taken to the Monrovia Central Prison, where they spent another night. And they spent 2 nights at the Monrovia Central Prison, and then on Monday, they were released on bail. 440,000 insurance bond. And today they are appearing at the city court for the first time for a preliminary hearing. And so, but the Dixie Cibo District 16 representative, he appeared very simple this morning. He was smiling, he was relaxed, and when he was being quizzed by journalists, in regards to why he's smiling and why he appeared, I hate to say nothing happened. He said he's in court. So he was smiling because he's innocent. And when he was asked about his incarceration at the Monrovia Central Prison, he said he hoped to have the opportunity to go there again. So, but that's it. So they are here. But Precedio Kopo, along with a lawyer, they are already left. So the police is highly represented. You have the Deputy Inspector General of Police for Crown Services, Colonel Simeon Frank, Code 103, along with his Principal Deputy, 106. Both of them are in there. And along with some hierarchy of the Liberian National Police, they are also there. Because remember, when that incident occurred at the Capitol building, it was the police that went on the crime scene, did the investigations, and seized the entire area. And since that time, police have been investigating. So the Unit 103 and Unit 106, they are responsible for crime scene and investigation. So that is why they are here this morning, to provide update about what they observed, what they saw, the update of their investigation at the time the incident happened at the Capitol building. So they have to provide this information, but I'm being told that they have said in their that Funati Kofa was the lead financier into the incident that took place at the Capitol building. So this is it. DN News, Online Television. The name is George Cooper. Keep watching, share the live as we bring you live coverage here from the Monrovia City Court, Precedio Temple of Justice. So since this case started since Friday of last week, it stayed ongoing. To the point where some opposition members from the Congress for Democratic Change posted the pictures of hierarchies, some hierarchies of the Liberian National Police. They posted their pictures, their contact numbers, their locations, and asking their supporters to go after them wherever they see them. And yesterday, when the Inspector General of Police, Frederick Coleman, appeared on EBC, he was being asked by the journalists that were interviewing Vavle Kamara, that what do you make of seeing your officers' photos on social media with their numbers and their locations by opposition politician who posted them. And then Frederick Coleman said his officers will defend themselves. Officers of the Liberian National Police have been instructed to defend themselves whenever they come under attack by these individuals. And he said the officers will use everything available to them to defend themselves when it comes under attack. And then he said they have to defend themselves to be able to keep the citizens of the country safe, because the police is responsible for the protection of life and property. So if you say that you will come after them, you attack them, Gregory said, bring it on. If you think you can come and harm them, you should bring it on. But they can assure you that they will defend themselves. They will use everything in their possession to defend themselves, because they will not make themselves vulnerable for somebody to come and kill them, because they have a responsibility to protect life and property, and that responsibility will be adhered to. So we are here, but this morning we are not seeing a huge presence of deployment of officers of the Liberian National Police, the joint security, like it was being done last week on a Friday when the lawmaker was being invited to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. We witnessed a huge deployment of officers of the Liberian National Police. On a Saturday, we noticed that again. On Monday, which was yesterday, we saw a huge deployment of officers of the Liberian National Police all around. And today we are not seeing that huge presence of the Liberian National Police around. So okay, so we are taking a break. We'll come back on when we see the lawmakers coming out of the building. We'll come back on, but for now we are going for a break because they are already here and they are already in the building. So we will come back on when we see them coming out of the building.